Hello guys, SAP Dude here, and in this video I will show you how to prototype Fiori applications with Figma. Alright, we start with the prerequisites. First of all, we need to get Figma. Second thing, get SAP Fiori stencils. This is some kind of a library which SAP provides us. It consists of components which we'll then use in our prototyping. And the third thing, get SAP Fiori font and icons. These are some packages of pre-delivered font and icons. We will see the details very soon. Alright, let's get Figma, open web browser and type in Figma download. We open the first entry and we just download the desktop app. In my case, it's for macOS, so I just click it. The download has been started. We install the software and that's all. The first step is done. Alright, it's time to get the Fiori stencils. We just open a new tab and type in Fiori stencils. Select the first link and here we have something like download stencil section. We just click it, select Figma and click the download button. So the second step is done. We can now just jump to the third step, which is font pack and icon pack. We can click here install font 72 because this is the name of the font which is provided by SAP and will be used in the prototyping and in the whole Fiori components. We download the desktop version, so I just click it and we can scroll down and download the icon pack as well. We'll use the Quartz version. It's a theme of Fiori. And in our prototyping, we will use this one, so I just click it. The next step, which you have to do, is just install these two packs on your device, right? So you just install it as a simple font. It's an icon pack, but it's just a font pack, let's say. So you just unzip it, install it, and that's all. Okay, let's sum up the prerequisites. We got Figma, we got SAP Fiori stencils, we got SAP Fiori font and icons packs. So now it's time to move to the next step. Alright, before we start Figma, we need something beforehand. And by something, I mean anything like drawings, ideas, and so on. Something that you collected during your workshops with the client, or you just, I don't know, have some notes on your desk. So have them prepared. I highly encourage you to sketch things. So in my case, I will show you an example for this tutorial. So we have a vehicle technician right here. He's responsible for 20 vehicles in the company, mainly forklifts and trucks. And the main activities that he's doing is, he repairs these vehicles. He reports his work. By reporting, we mean, for instance, time confirmations and what spare parts he took from the warehouse and used for some activities. And the last thing he's doing is he identifies work which has to be done by external companies. So let's say there is some work that he cannot do himself, like, I don't know, some advanced welding or something. So he identifies such work and informs your department that it has to be done, yeah? And right now he's doing it on paper and via phone calls. So our job is to prototype something user-friendly and something that will help you and him with the job, right? The last things which we also know about the guy is that he doesn't know what SAP is and he's not so eager to find out. Okay, he's a technician, so let's say we can understand that. He doesn't use PC and doesn't want to learn complex IT things, and he just wants to do his job, and that's all, yeah? All right. So what I prepared below is, we call it for wireframes. These are very simple. So the idea from my side is start from the, let's say, login page. So we will start with Fiori Launchpad, where the user enters ID and password and login, and he pushes the login button. Then he has only 3 tiles for this for him, like new notification, a list of notifications, and confirm my job. So new notification is, for example, for this scenario where he needs to identify work which has to be done by external companies. And once this new notification is clicked, we are moved to the page where the guy can scan a vehicle. So let's say the vehicles are labeled with some numbers, SAP numbers, with the barcodes. So he scans it, selects type of notification, he can enter some description, even an attachment like a photo of the damage, save. And once it's saved, he is moved to the main screen of the Fiori Launchpad, and he has this small message notification created. Alright, I hope you understood it. If not, that's totally fine. Now we will switch to Figma and we will start prototyping, setting up the environment and so on. Let's do it. Alright guys, I just opened Figma, so please do the same thing. What we got to do right now, I'm already logged in, but in your case you will have an introduction screen, welcome screen, where you can log in or register if you are not registered yet. Of course, the easiest or the fastest way to do that is by using the Gmail account. So yeah, it's up to you. We will now import the Fiori stencils because it's not automatically installed or something to Figma, right? We have to import it. So I will click import file and I will find it on my desktop. I think it's there. So I have these Fiori stencils already unzipped and I have to select this file which ends with fig shortcut or extension, right? And you see we have 2 options. We have cozy and compact. This is about the view of the components. Let's say cozy is more smooth or something. You will find it out later. It's not important right now. Let's just select cozy. And the importing has just started. It will take some time, so I will pause the video and let's see you in the next step. Alright, so we have our Fiori stencils and let's focus on the left side of Figma. So here you see something like pages. The first page is this Fiori free web stencils cover. The second page is some what's new notes. So basically what has been added by SAP in this current version of Fiori stencils. Then we have some disclaimer and then we are moving to UI elements. So you see, for example, button elements, button component, and we can see different states of this button. So the first one is primary, it's blue and it has text or it's just an icon button. Then we have a secondary state and many other states as you see here, even with some label. So then this component you can then use in your prototyping. So our goal now is to get familiar with all these pages. For instance, I know checkbox, and we see checkbox component is like this, and here it has also different states, error state and so on, warning state. So your goal is to get familiar with all of these pages, see what components are inside, what you can use in your prototyping, and then we can move to the next step, which is real prototyping with Figma. Before we start prototyping and designing, of course, and prototyping, one more comment from my side. So for this tutorial, I'm using free version of Figma. And as you know, there is also a paid version. So of course, there are differences between these two. And the maybe the most crucial one, which I see from my side at least, is that in free version, you cannot link an external library with your design files. What I mean, so normally when I work with prototyping and designing Fiori applications, I have a premium account, premium version of Figma. So I have these Fiori stencils linked as an external library with my design files. So in this tutorial I'm using the free version. So what we have to do, we need just to add a new page here which will be our design page, design space. Yeah. So I can even paste some icon. I have something copied. I pasted it right now, and I will name it as designing, or just as a design. All right, I will move it to the first position, and we are free to go. So now it's time to drag and drop the components and do the magic stuff. I will now move to the sketches that I prepared previously. So we will start with this Fiori Launchpad, right? With the user login, password, and button. All right, so let's do it. This Fiori app will be designed for iPhone Plus, iPhone 8 Plus. So what we will do now, we will go to frames, this one, click it, and on the right side we will just click iPhone 8 Plus. All right, we have the white frame. What I will do, because I don't like the background, I will make it gray, like maybe this. All right, now the contrast is much better. All right, and we have to start with the Fiori Launchpad. So what we have to do is go to Assets tab here, and here you see all the components listed. So if I see the details, you see buttons and so on. I have to find Fiori Launchpad. So I will try to type in Launchpad in the search box. And we have something. So I will just now drag it to the right side. We have it, but it's much bigger than it should be, right? So I will just select it, and on the right side you have details of this component here. And what we have to do is just change it to S. It's 414 pixels, so it matches the size of our frame. All right, I will now move it to the frame. We can double click it one more time. And I will also align it here, let's say. All right, we don't need the styles for now. We just need the login fields. So I will delete all these components. Okay, we need the input fields right now with the password username. So I will try to find it. Input, that's what I am looking for in the search box, and I have something. Let's drag it here. All right, great. I will double click and rename it to SAP Dude. That will be the login. I click the component and on the right side you see some configuration. We can, for instance, activate the icon, but I don't want to do that. I want a label with the name of the input field. I mean, okay, here's the label, but let's change it to vertical. Great. And I will double click it. So now I can change it to username. I also need exactly the same field, the same component, but with the password. So I will just select it and press Command D or Control D on Windows. The component has been duplicated. I can move it down and double click, change the name to password. And of course I will override it with some signs of the password, let's say. All right. Of course, we are also missing the login button. So I will drag it here and rename it to login. I will move it like this. I will move it, make it larger, and I will select all of these components. And let's move them to the center of our frame. All right, let's see what is the next screen. So the next screen is this Fiori Launchpad with these tiles, right? So moving back to Figma, now what we can do, we can, for instance, duplicate this frame. Control D is duplicated. I can select, double click this content, delete it like this, for instance. And what we will do, we will also find one more time this launchpad. So I will type in the search box Launchpad, and I will drag it. I will change the size to S, right? I will move it here. All right, we will use only 3 tiles. We won't also use this pages functionality, so I will delete it. We can delete also this sales order section, this size commissions. I will also delete it. And maybe, all right, we have it like this. We will also delete it. All right. What we will do, we'll just type in tile in the search box, and I will drag and drop it here. So I will put it right here. The first one was, well, let's see it. New notification, list of notifications, confirm my job. New notification. New notification. I can also select it and change it to double click one more time. We don't need subtitle, and the footer I will select none. All right. We can also select icons, which can change the type of tile. For this purpose, we will just use a very simple one. Control D to duplicate, to move it to the right side. Control D one more time to move it down like this. All right. This one will be a list of notifications. Am I correct? A list of notifications and confirm my job. Okay, the third screen is we have to add this technical object field scanner button. Type, this will be a drop-down list. Type, description field, add photo, and save. So switching back to Figma, what we will do, let's duplicate maybe this frame. Let's delete these fields. All right, this one and this one and this one. And what I will do, I will also find maybe some title. Let's see if I can find it. All right, title. What I will do, I will just move it here and we will call it new notification. Okay, great. We will also now, we need this input field. We need input field, but I need it with some changes. So let's do it like this. Let's keep it here. And icon, I will set icon. All right. I will use label. On the right side, I can activate the label, and I will select the label. I mean, it will be a vertical label. All right, like this. And let's call it technical object. So what I'm doing here, this field will be responsible for selecting an object, whether it's an equipment or functional location. I can delete this text, but I also said that we want to have a barcode scanner. So let's find it. And I will need something like button. I will drag it to the right side. I will place it here, and I will make it icon button, but we need a barcode icon. So yeah, I will show you something basically. We will now open a new tab and type in Fiori icons, Fiori icon explorer. Yeah, let's do it like this. Fiori icons explorer, and we will select, I think, this one. You will be redirected in a second. All right. And now, accept all. We will select the first button, SAP icons. And here you see all the icons that SAP provides. And I will try to find scanner. So maybe scan. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So we have barcode or QR scanner. I will select this one, and on the right side we will just copy I think this code, this symbol. Yeah, it's copied. So now we can switch back to Figma. So we are back in Figma, and what we will do, we will double click this button, because you remember the prerequisites. We installed SAP Icons pack, and this is like a normal font. If I select the drop-down list, you see other fonts like Times New Roman and so on. So SAP Icons, it's a font. So what you have to do, just paste the thing that we copied previously. I will paste it, and the barcode scanner icon is just copied. Yeah, it's just pasted. I can make it maybe bigger. I don't know. Let's make it like this. All right. So moving back, the next step will be to okay, so the next step is to add the drop down. It will be a combo box. So I will find, I'm looking for combo box. All right, let's drag it in. Let's select it and add it here. This one I also want with a label, so I will select label and call it notification type. I also need a list with notification type, so I'm looking for a combo box. I will drag it here. I will select it shouldn't be expanded, and with value text like this, and I will move it here and activate the label, and I will call it notification type. All right, I will also make it a bit larger, let's say. Of course, we should center it, follow the grids. That's something that I also mentioned previously. For this tutorial, we just skip these guidelines. Our goal is to prototype anything right now with Figma, with Fiori stencils. So we switch to the next thing, which is the description of a problem that we want to describe. Once the technician has some problem, he wants to add also some text, so it will be text box. So I will try to find it. Text area, I will use this one. Let's move it here. Let's move it also here. We will need some label as well, so I will add the vertical label. I will move it up here and change it to notification or just description, maybe. Description, I will make it bigger. And what we will also do, for instance, we can, let's try one thing. Control state enable, visual state regular, value state none. All right. Let's keep it like this. Maybe I will just double click and change the text to enter details of the problem. So like this. I will also change it to italic. And I will just change the color. Of course, the colors are also defined in Fiori stencils. So, but for the fast results, let's say, let's move it. Let's do it like this. All right. We have the description. We have the notification type. We have the object. What else we have? We also want to add the last thing we want to add is this add photo link or button. So I will try to find via link, and we will use this one, and I will just move it here and name it add photo. For now, let's do it like this. Of course, it could be a button with some specific state. Let's keep it as add photo right now. All right, the last component which we want to add is, of course, once the data is entered, we need some confirm button or save button, right? So for this, Fiori uses footer. So we will find it here, footer, and we will select this one. And okay, it's a bit small, so I will make it like this. Maybe let's move it to the right side. All right. And what we will do, we will rename the action to save, and the close button can remain. We can also extend this components so it will look much better. All right, so we have the third screen is prepared. Let's move to the last one. Okay, so the screen is prepared. Let's move to the next one. And right now we have to add the small message. So I will duplicate the second view, and here we will add something like a message toast. So I will type in toast, and message toast is here, and I will drag it just here like this, and let's rename it to notification created. Or maybe let's enter notification 1100, something like this, created. Let's make sure it's in the middle. I almost got it. All right, let's do it like this. Okay, so we design our app, and now it's time to do the prototyping, actually, right? So we want to do some maybe not animations but interactions between these screens. So once we click login, we are moved here. Once we click, for instance, new notification, we are moved here. And once we save the data, the notification pop-up or toast message is visible, right? So before we do that, I will do some tweaks. So I will duplicate this layer, this frame. I will move it down like this. So my idea is that I will use this free fields technical object. I will enter something like 100428 forklift. So my idea is just for the prototyping. Let's say I click this barcode scanner, the name is populated, the material, the equipment number is populated, the notification type is a default thing. So I will do it like this. I will make another duplicate, and now I will enter the description. I will move it move it here, and the description is the forklift is damaged. Okay. All right, I will just change the color. And we will move it to regular. Okay, and once the save button is clicked, we have this view here. What I can do, I can also change the save to visual state to control state, actually to disabled. So without the details I cannot save it, and that makes sense. And here it's enabled, so I can now and here it's enabled, so now I can do these interactions. To set up the interactions between each of the screens, we have to switch to the prototype mode. So we switch from design to prototype. I click it right here. What we will do, I will select the first frame. I will zoom it a bit. Okay, so the logic is once I click the login button, so I will select it, we want to be moved to the next screen. So let me select it. So we select this add button, and now I drag to the right, the frame on the right, and we see that on tap we are moved to the next screen. All right, and now I select the new notification tile. Once it's tapped, I want to be moved to the next frame, so I select it. Great. Another thing, once the barcode scanner is selected, of course in real case scenario we should have this barcode camera and so on switch on. For the sake of this test of this tutorial, we are just moved to the next screen, which is actually the same one but with the value, with the technical object filled in, yeah, with the forklift. All right. The notification type remains. The description, once it's entered, we will move to the next variant. Let's say it's not actually a variant because it also, something like this also exists in Figma. You will see it in future meetings. For now, we keep it very simple. All right. And now, once the save button is pressed, we are moved to the last screen, which is there, this one. We have on tap. All right. What we can do now, it seems it's finished. Let's test it out. So I will select the first frame and I will click the play button. The prototyping should be visible in a few seconds. I will just close it. We also have this iPhone mockup. We can deactivate it, but let's keep it, because of course we would need this browser layout. Right now we don't have it here. So SAP Dude, we want to log in. Okay, we have the list of 3 tiles. If I click somewhere, let's say here, I see which component I can actually click. So new notification it's possible to click it. So I click it. We have these fields here. What I will do, I will click the barcode scanner. The forklift is filled in. Malfunction report remains. Description, I will click it. The forklift is damaged. It needs an external work. All right. And I will click save. And notification message is visible. If you want to see more stuff like this, or you are just new in SAP world, consider subscribing this channel. There will be a lot of cool content coming. Check out the description of the video and see you in the next one.